All right, let's give that a shot. $3,500. And the car, about $400 a month.
Still a little high.
What do you think? Good or bad? It started off well enough. Mike and Marissa knew how much their trade was worth, and they stuck to it pretty well. But they lost it when they started talking about the price of the car. They made the one mistake that more than half of car buyers make. They were negotiating the monthly payment and not the price of the car. Remember, you're buying a car, not a monthly payment. Negotiate the cost of the car and not the monthly payment. When you go to buy a car, be a cash buyer and not a finance buyer. Cash buyers seldom pay sticker price and have more leverage when buying. How do you become a cash buyer? Well, get a loan from the bank and not from the dealership. When you finance from a dealership, you pay more interest, and the dealership will find ways to add more to the interest. When shopping a bank, get the lowest interest rate possible and use that bank. One of the most important aspects to negotiating the price of a new car is finding out how much the dealer paid for the car. This is called dealer invoice. How do you find this out? Well, when you go to the library to browse through the consumer reports, also ask to see the complete car cost guide. This will give you the true dealer invoice, and you can use this information in your negotiations. The car cost guide has other valuable information like depreciation values, repair estimates, cost per mile, and other features that you will find necessary for choosing the right vehicle. Another good way of finding out dealer invoice and using it to your advantage is to contact the auto brokerage service. By calling this number, 800-521-7257, you can reach the nationwide auto brokers. For a nominal fee, this firm will supply you with a computer printout showing the current dealer's cost for a specific model equipped the way you want it. This service is updated monthly, so the numbers can be even more accurate than the car cost guide. According to Nationwide Auto Brokers, the dealer invoice for the car Mike and Marissa want, with the model and options, comes out to $22,579. The retail price is $26,361, making a difference of $3,782. Now, it goes without saying that the dealership is in business to make money, and they are not going to sell you a car with no profit. So work from the dealer invoice price up and not the sticker price down. You have to allow for some profit, but don't give them too much because the dealership is also getting a holdback. This means the factory gives the dealership a bonus just for selling the car. In this case, it's $800, bringing the dealer invoice down to $21,779, which brings the profit margin up to $4,582. The holdback is put into an account, and the dealership will get this money at the end of each quarter. So they don't get this money up front, and they may not want to consider this in the dealer invoice, but it is, so use this to your advantage. Now, the disadvantage is the holdback numbers are only seen on the actual dealer invoice at the dealership and not in the car cost guide or the car brokerage printout.
So how do I find out how much the holdback is?
Well, you can ask, but many of the salespeople won't even know. Usually only the managers know.
Is it all right to ask to see the dealer invoice?
If you can get to see the dealer invoice, this will put you in control of the sale, and you can then negotiate the amount of profit you are giving them. But I said if. The dealerships don't want to show you the dealer invoice. It's kind of like playing poker and showing your hand and then trying to continue to play. Beware. Many dealerships will bring you the dealer invoice with the holdback cut off. Unfortunately, there's very little you can do about that. They aren't obligated to show you anything, let alone the dealer invoice. If you can't get to see the dealer invoice, figure from 1 to 4% of your dealer invoice to be the holdback. Usually it's 1% on foreign cars and 4% on domestic cars. If you do get to see the dealer invoice, it should match your information from the car cost guide or your brokerage printout. Make sure you are comparing apples to apples. The same equipment packages, radio groups, leather cloth seating, all of that should be the same. Check that the destination and delivery charges are not marked up. All dealerships have to pay for regional advertising from the factory. On this car, Nationwide Auto Brokers has it as $345 and miscellaneous charges like gas, oil, and antifreeze for $19. This brings the dealer invoice to $22,143, a difference of $4,218. This is the difference you can play with. Remember, always work from the low numbers and work up. Never work from the sticker price down. And if you go to a few dealerships and are not afraid to walk out, you'll get the best price.
Well, what do you say? Can we do it for this much?
Let me talk to my manager. I'm sure we could work something out, all right?
Okay.
Expect long periods of waiting. This is a ploy the dealers use to make you want to get this over with. The ploy of making you wait works for them. Don't expect them to change it. Use it to your advantage. Bring a newspaper with you and browse through the car ads. This lets them know that you are serious about making a deal and are serious about going to other dealerships. After the second or third waiting period, expect a new salesman to come along. He is the closer. His job is to close the deal, and he will try to get more money out of you.
Hi, how you doing? Ken Hathaway.
Hi.
Mike, Marissa.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. I'm here today to see if we can agree on some numbers and get you in that car today. As you probably realize, we can't sell that car for $24,000. My manager has authorized me to go as low as $27,000.
No, that's not going to do it. What do you think?
Well, I really wasn't too crazy about the car anyway, and the spare tire's in a really awkward place. If I ever had a flat tire, I probably wouldn't be able to fix it by myself.
It's true.
And the seatbelt was cutting across my neck.
Marissa is doing the objectionable partner routine. It's helpful to have a friend or spouse raise objections every now and then. This keeps the salesman off balance. Just when the salesman thinks he has you, hit him with another objection. He'll then have to sweeten the pot to keep the deal appealing. Since you already know the car you want to buy, write down these objections ahead of time. Even if these objections mean very little to you, the salesman will believe they are important to you. Again, it's kind of like playing poker. You've got to keep a poker face going. You and your partner might want to practice these objections before you negotiate. This way you'll beat the salesman at his own game.
All right, well, if you can't do any better than 26.5, I'll make this note, and we'll look around and try another dealership.
Okay.
That's all.
Just wait a minute. Let me talk to my manager and see if he can work something out.
This usually sends the dealer into a frenzy because they know if you leave and go to another dealership, they will probably lose you. However, you should make a point to go to at least 3 dealerships. Okay, Mike and Marissa have gone to 3 dealerships and have gotten their quotes, but they are wary of one because it was extremely low. Be careful of lowball prices. These are prices that dealerships give you usually over the phone to get you to come into their dealership. These prices are very often untrue, and when you go there you find out it was for a different car or a car that doesn't have all the options that you asked for. Very important. Check the lowball offers out. Don't just believe the salesman who says that offer from the other dealership is just a lowball offer. So forget it. Don't just leave it at that. Check it out. You may be talking to a dealership that sells a lot of these kinds of cars in volume and can give you a better price. Let's follow Mike and Marissa as they finish the purchase of their car.
Okay, we have agreed upon a price of $23,900. We have a $2,000 trade-in, and there's a $2,000 rebate. I have secured a loan from the bank, so I'll be paying you cash.
Good. Okay. Now we just have to figure your tax.
Okay.
Okay, your price is $23,900. Okay. Then less your $2,000 trade-in makes $21,900. Now we have to add the $2,000 rebate just so we can compute the taxes on it.
Oh.
Okay. So the taxes on that is $1,434. We add that in, we get $25,334. And now, of course, we subtract your rebate, which makes $23,334 as your price.
No, wait a minute. That isn't right.
Don't pay tax on the rebate. Here's what the salesman tried to do. It should have been $23,900 purchase price, less the $2,000 trade-in, comes out to $21,900. The sales tax on this amount comes out to $1,314, making the price now $23,214. Then you subtract your $2,000 rebate, making your purchase price $21,214. They tried to make a fast $2,120.
You're right. My mistake. Your price is $21,214. Now let me tell you about our service contract. After the initial 36 months...
The service contract. Do you need a service contract?